This is the 411 Sports Talk Radio on 411radio.net. We are back and in full effect. We are. All right, well, they want to do something else with it. There you go. All right.
We're in full effect.
Okay. Which one you like better? First or second?
I like this one.
This one here? Yeah. Yeah. I do too. Oh, yeah. All right, that was this is a 41 Sports Talk Radio on 41radio.net. I am the bench warmer, just sitting in, just kind of tweaking the mastros around here, trying to make things look good around here. I'm sitting next to Professor. What's going on, sir?
It's all good. How's it going?
It's all good in the neighborhood?
It's all good in the neighborhood.
All right.
Let's roll with it.
Glad we got a good neighborhood, right?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Listen, from what I know,
You know, sometimes it is what it is, and sometimes it ain't what it ain't.
Yeah, you got that right.
Yeah, but when it is, and when it ain't, it ain't.
Yes, sir.
Then you keep moving from there, right?
Keep it moving. Keep stepping.
Keep on stepping.
Yes, sir.
All right, this is 41 Sports Talk Radio, 411radio.net. How was your weekend?
It was good. Did a lot of cleaning, family planning, all that good stuff. It was good overall.
A lot of cleaning and family planning.
Yes, and family time and all that good stuff.
Gotcha. Yeah, we was kind of relaxed this weekend, wasn't we? Something like that, somewhat.
Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, we went to Eventually Yours.
Oh yeah, that's right. Talk up.
Yeah, they had their Kenya C was performing.
Can you see? Okay.
It was a jazz. It wasn't a brunch. It was a jazz dinner.
Okay.
Yeah, real nice. You know, she always jamming, so you know we play her here on the radio
Music
station.
was pretty good.
Oh yeah.
Good.
Yeah, we may be getting a 5 o'clock mix We may be getting a 5 o'clock mix on the radio station here pretty soon.
Can you expound on that?
Well, you know how you do a 5 o'clock drive home time. They just mixing music and everything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
And believe me, that is needed because sometimes when I come home from work, I'm trying to hit the radio. Who's jamming right now? Because these people on the road gonna make you.
yeah, make it do something.
Yeah. If you keep your mind on the music, you're good. You know what I'm saying? So
we should be getting a 5 o'clock mix pretty soon.
I can't wait for that, and you let us know because I would love to tune into that myself. I'm real big on that on 5 o'clock mixes.
Yeah, you gotta go home. You did that on the app, right?
I mean, I get off at 4. Yeah,
Okay.
It's on my phone. I get off at anywhere from 3:30 to 4:30, sometimes 5. And when I get off at 5, I already know it's gonna be a hot
You're
minute.
gonna be in traffic for
Yeah,
a second.
it's gonna take a minute for me to get home. So yeah,
Well, I'll keep everybody posted on when we start our 5 o'clock
yeah,
mix.
keep a roller posted.
Definitely keep you posted when we start that 5 o'clock mix.
Yes, sir.
And then what we'll do the 5 o'clock mix, and we'll tell you who's bringing you the 5 o'clock mix. So we got a nice little DJ, Lemon Pepper.
Okay.
Yeah, DJ Lemon Pepper.
And it's 411radio.net.
411radio.net. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we
Cool.
making a couple of changes how the station's gonna start broadcasting, but
Okay.
we're moving forward.
Hey, let's roll with it.
All right. So let's let me kind of give you the rundown of what we have for today.
Okay. What you got?
Well, I can't avoid this particular subject. Colin
Let me-
Kaepernick. You gonna say that?
I knew it. I have a lot to say about that.
Everybody's been blown up. Everybody got their opinion on the whole Colin Kaepernick thing.
You heard about that Spike Lee supposedly?
Yeah. The rally. Yeah, we'll talk about that. We'll get into that.
Jeez.
We're gonna go controversy to controversy. The second controversy will be being Ezekiel Elliott. How the NFL is.
That's another SMH shaking my head.
Yeah, the NFL has not come out with what they want to do.
14 months.
Right. I don't know if they know what they want to do. You know, so we'll dig into that.
I have a lot to say about that too.
There was a game this Thursday.
Yes, it was the Hall of Fame game.
Hall of Fame game.
I'm just glad football is back.
Me too.
You know what I'm
Me too.
saying?
Oh my
I didn't
God.
even care if the starters played. I just want to see some football.
I want to see
Right.
some grit and and Jerry Jones got inducted into the Hall of Fame.
The Hall of Fame speech, which I enjoyed.
His Hall of Fame speech?
Yeah, I
did
really
too.
enjoyed
I did
it.
too. I did too.
I really enjoyed it.
I like how he pulled out individual players.
Right.
Yeah. And those that you never thought about, he pulls those out. And then he pulls the media out and said, okay, let me think Rick Gosselin or whatever.
My favorite moment of that Hall of Fame speech by Jerry Jones is when, and get this, I don't know if you caught this or not, but when he talked about the day he fired Jimmy Johnson, that same night he went home.
Uh-huh.
And he went home, walked in the door, his
And
wife
said,
was
you
there.
can't leave nothing alone, can you?
But what tripped me out, Jones said the house was quiet.
Nah, he's like,
No, when the house is quiet,
hush.
that's not good.
No, it's like, she said, you can't just leave well nothing alone, can you?
And he said he just rolled over and went to sleep.
Uh-huh. But it was good.
He admitted some stuff that we've been wanting him to admit for years.
Yeah, it's it's good to see him and Jimmy.
Yeah,
That camaraderie they still have.
yeah. I'm kind of glad that at the end of the day, they kind of let the differences, go where it belongs.
But Jimmy has always said that he wasn't planning on staying with the Cowboys for no 5 years. He don't stay anywhere 5 years.
Yeah, he did say that.
He said,
but again, I mean, who fires the coach after winning the Super Bowl? Who does that?
Jerry Jones.
That's crazy, man.
So we'll get into that because
Yeah.
I've got a lot of other trinkets on that issue there.
Okay.
And then we'll get into, like I said, the Cowboys played. I wanted to go over the NFC West, but I didn't get my notes together.
Okay.
So
The NFC West.
yeah, what we can do is we can talk about the record fact book has come out now.
The who?
The NFL's record fact book. They do one every year.
Record fact. Oh,
Record and fact book.
never seen that before in my life.
Well, I got some back ends.
Of course you do.
They do one every year.
Mhm.
And so some of the records that are on the table to be broken this year, we can get into that. I'll just pull up the page real quick.
Okay.
This thing is this is a 851 page document.
I'm not gonna go through that.
No. I just
I'm not gonna. Wow.
Yeah.
851 pages.
851 pages. They do this every single year.
Every single team.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. They got every single team broke down. They do the. This is giving you the active players. You're starting. I mean, they give the whole nine.
Boy, whoever did that was paid some money. That's a lot of preparation.
A lot of information went into this.
Right.
So that and like I said, every team is broken down.
Okay.
So eventually we'll get into some of the records if I can find a page that could be broken this year.
Okay.
And then let's see something here. Let me go to it real quick.
Like something you look for in particular?
Well, yes, it's one page I'm looking for.
Okay.
I think I passed it. Anyway, I'll get it though. So we have this, and then they actually came out with a all retirement team.
I saw that on your screen when I first got here.
Yeah, the all retirement team for this year.
Okay.
And you'd be surprised as who's on the list and who's not on the list as far as all retirement.
Are these players that have already retired?
These players just retired this year.
Tony Romo?
Well, yeah, but he's up against.
But he's not really officially retired.
Yeah, I mean they say he is, but he's up against.
He has to file paperwork for
I
that.
know. I don't know why, but he's up against a Michael Vick.
Michael Vick, yeah. No, Wilford just retired.
Yeah.
But so it's the 2017 NFL retirement team.
Yes.
For players that just retired.
Yes.
Okay.
So we'll dig into that.
Okay.
And then we may do some scatter shooting. We hadn't done scatter shooting, or we hadn't done 4 quarters in like ages.
Man, there's been eons.
4 quarters will come up. You guys stay tuned for 4 quarters because 4 quarters is basically you give the questions, I give the answers.
Yeah, you must answer my question.
Yeah.
And to be some good questions. First, second, and third, and fourth quarter. Well, I haven't prepped any questions for that, but I can do it on the show.
No, I'm just giving you a heads up.
Okay.
Because once we start digging into the season,
Uh-huh.
because we still got to talk about predictions.
Right.
We still got to talk about what do we think the Cowboys' record's going to be.
Right.
Where will they finish?
Right.
They're on a power ranking right now. They're the 3rd best team in the NFL for the preseason power rankings.
And I think they got one of the toughest schedules in the NFL based upon
They got probably the third, based off their finish last year.
Yeah.
So they got the third best
strength of schedule.
strength of schedule. They got the third toughest schedule.
And it don't surprise me. I mean, you finished 13-3. You know, why not?
Why not? Yeah,
right.
You don't get that way. And then we can always also get into will Ezekiel Elliott have a better year than he had last year?
I have something to say about that and Dak Prescott.
Will they have a better
in their sophomore seasons? Yeah.
Because there's only two other running backs that had better seasons than their first year.
Almost said one of them, Jimmy Smith.
No.
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 Okay, I know in his rookie season he had 9 and 37.
He had a better season, but we're talking about when they had a breakout, because I don't think Emmitt Smith had a breakout rookie season at 907 yards. We just knew he was going to be something special.
Oh, I thought
I'm talking about breaking out where you're rushing for over 1,500 yards your rookie season.
I'm thinking you said there are a few running backs who have had a better second season than their first.
Yes. Well, but I'm referring to those that rushed for over 1,400 yards.
In their first season?
Yeah, let me quantify that. Those who rushed for at least over 1,400.
One of them got to be Eric Dickerson.
One of them is Eric Dickerson.
Okay. Don't leave that alone.
One of them is Eric Dickerson. Would you believe who the other one is?
I'm not even trying to attempt to guess that one.
All right.
That could go anywhere from Jim Brown to Barry Sanders to...
Well, number one, it wasn't Jim Brown. It wasn't Barry Sanders. As a matter of fact, Barry Sanders had 100 yards less than he had the first.
The second year?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, we'll get into it.
We'll talk about it.
All right, so let's take a quick one. Do I have quick music over here?
You should have all that ready, man.
Yeah. But I gotta figure out something I want to bring into the mix here. Let's see.
You the DJ.
I know. Let's take a quick one. We're gonna take quick music, but we're gonna quick break, and then when we come back, we're gonna get into this Colin Kaepernick.
All right, you listening to 411 Sports Talk Radio on 411radio.net. We're live on Facebook as well. 411 Sports News. Our phone number to the show is 469-249-2411 for those of you who want to call in and argue with the bench warmer. And, brother, man, if you listen, I haven't heard from you in a while, man. I mean,
you're not banned.
Am I?
You're not banned.
We'll be right back, y'all.
All right.
All right.
All right, that was an abrupt stop. I just had to get some. I had to use that to get me situated and settled. That's all. I had to get myself situated and settled. That's all.
You're the DJ.
Yeah, things happen that way.
DJs don't abruptly stop music.
Yeah, they fade them down something.
Yes, they do.
Look, I was
They
getting.
also play some better music.
Look, I was getting need to be abruptly stopped. But I'm different though. So you have to learn how to expect difference from me.
That's
Not
why
always-
you call it the benchmark.
Not always gonna be the same. Not always gonna be what people expect.
Yeah,
That's why you consistently tune in, because you know you're gonna consistently get something different.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So that's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. Okay. So we got this Colin Kaepernick man on the table. Let me give you a little background on this. You know, Colin Kaepernick, and we all know the story. He kneeled for the first game, for one of the games in San Francisco, and then he got other players to kneel. You know, and his reason for kneeling was because of this police brutality. That was his thought pattern, and he kneeled because, in his mind, the Star Spangled Banner was a racist.
Okay.
Right. Notice I said in his mind. Okay. So he decided to kneel to I guess to bring about awareness
Yes.
from his mindset.
Mm-hmm.
You know, notice I'm saying his mindset because
Mm-hmm.
at the time he was kneeling, heck, we was already aware about police brutality.
Right.
We didn't need him to kneel to make us aware of it. It's already there because Black Lives Matter had already formed their groups.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was all the rage. Everything you saw on Facebook was police brutality.
Right.
So it was already out there.
Right.
He decided in his mind that, okay, this is how I'm going to bring about the awareness is through this platform,
Mm-hmm.
which is through the NFL's platform.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, all that happened. And what startled me is that, and I consistently say this, number one, I'm going to go back to the whole Star Spangled Banner thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you realize that what they were talking, when they talked about slaves,
Mm-hmm.
they were talking about Great Britain slaves.
Mm-hmm.
They were not necessarily talking about black slaves.
Mm-hmm.
They were saying, in part of the song, they talked about how slaves can now fight their slave owners.
Mm-hmm.
But the other thing that you have to realize is that a soldier actually wrote that song. And when he wrote the first portion of the song,
Mm-hmm.
you know, they left off the last portion of the song and said, we're going to make this a part of the American song.
Mm-hmm.
So the last part of it they cut off, they just used the first part of it.
Mm-hmm.
The song is actually written for soldiers.
The Star Spangled
The
Banner.
Star Spangled Banner are for soldiers. Hey, and the rockets where it bled, the bombs bursting in the air, gave proof to the night that the flag was still there. Oh, say that Star Spangled Banner,
Mhm.
but it was written to pump up the soldiers,
Mm-hmm.
those that were fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's why the song was written. It had nothing to do with we're gonna beat some slaves down.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so number one, you're kneeling, and this is just me.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, the reason why you're kneeling
Mm-hmm.
to bring about awareness to police brutality has nothing to do about our soldiers fighting for our freedom.
Mm-hmm.
Am I on the good page or good right page? Or?
I'm listening.
Okay, yeah. So it has nothing to do about our soldiers fighting for our freedom because I have a cousin who's in the army. You know, we have friends that are in the army
Mhm.
that went over and fought. You know, so when you're kneeling, and this is why I think that the NFL owners are taking this approach because they have relatives. They may have relatives that fought for our freedom.
Let's pause for a minute.
Go ahead.
Eric Wise has commented saying in the second verse of the song, I suppose, it speaks of how there being no refuge for the runaway slave, and the writer of the song was also a slave owner.
Yeah, he was a soldier, I believe, too. He was actually in the army, and the reason why he wrote that song, and we may be getting some conflict information, but the reason why he wrote that song is he was sleeping at night in his cabin or whatever where he was sleeping, and he wanted to cheer up the troops.
Mm-hmm.
And so he wrote that for the cheering up of the troops.
Mm-hmm.
And this song was written back in the 1600s. You know,
Mhm.
this is a very, very, very extremely old song.
Mm-hmm.
So my question in that, saying that, is when do you let stuff go? I mean, when you consistently bring up something that happened in the 1700s?
When you say you, who you referring to?
I'm saying to when do we as blacks let things go?
So you saying we should let it go?
I'm saying it's a song that was written. The meaning of the written has changed to talk about us having victory in our states. And when do you let that go? I mean, when you say, you know what, that stuff was written back in the 1700s. It's so much stuff that was going on in the 1700s we don't even know.
Is when it was written matter, or is the purpose of the song matter?
I think it's more the purpose of the song. The purpose of the song is to talk about our troops. I think the purpose of the song is the meaning of the song is talking about our troops standing up and fighting for our rights, going over and fighting for our rights. I think that's the purpose of the song. That's what we changed the meaning of the song to.
With that being said, do you understand further why Colin Kaepernick did what he did last year?
I don't. Let me tell you why I don't.
Okay.
Because he sat back and said, I didn't vote.
No, he didn't vote.
No, he
He didn't vote.
I know if you want change, if you want to bring about change, you start out voting.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't go to the police chiefs or anything like that in your city and try to have a conversation with them.
Mm-hmm.
You just decided to kneel.
Mm-hmm.
And you decided to kneel, and as you decided to kneel, and you did.
Mm-hmm.
And we're still talking about it to this day.
Mm-hmm.
But we're not talking about you not kneeling, but based off of why you didn't kneel. The reason why you didn't kneel is not even on the table right now. I mean, the reason why you knelt is not even on the table. That's not even part of the conversation right now.
Mm-hmm.
The conversation right now is how who can't get back in the NFL. So his purpose for kneeling has nothing to do with, you know what, he kneeled for police brutality. We're dealing with police brutality now.
Right.
You know, and we're continuing to deal with police brutality. But it's not because he knelt.
Mm-hmm.
It's because we've been dealing with police brutality way before he knelt.
That's true.
And so, you know,
Way before Rodney King.
yeah. I mean, we've been dealing with police brutality for the longest.
Mm-hmm.
So my thinking is, you kneeling, okay, and I said this from day one, there could have been a better way you can get your platform across, you can get your message across.
For instance.
Go and talk to the police chiefs because it's police brutality.
Mm-hmm.
Don't kneel for one thing and don't kneel for police brutality and say I'm kneeling against the army, the Star Spangled Banner and the soldiers. Because I think that's the biggest reason why these NFL owners are saying, no, I'm stay away from him. I think that's the biggest reason why. Has nothing to do with black or white.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a black and white issue because we've seen so many players, and NFL players, do some crazy stuff and get back in the NFL. A la Greg Hardy.
Well,
A la Jeremy Mix.
now keep in mind that I think even though we noticed that a lot of NFL teams, nearly all of them, including the Dallas Cowboys, have not even entertained the thought of bringing Kaepernick, but let's jump the other side of the fence. Kaepernick opted out of his contract with the 49ers.
So he could have stayed.
He left the 49ers.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't have to.
He didn't have to.
But he left. He left a team that basically supported what he was doing.
That and to me, I'm thinking,
He
why
could have got paid $12 million this year, but he opted out of his contract. One of the reasons why, really, I'm looking at the fact it's not really about him not getting a job with the other 31 teams, but he left the 49ers.
Right. I'm trying to understand why
He could have had a job if he had just stayed. Well,
I mean, so my thinking is, why would you leave the 49ers? Because you had a contract sitting there. Why do you leave them?
I guess he really thought that what he did last year wasn't going to really have an effect on the other 31 teams not willing or even entertaining the thought of signing. I don't think that may have crossed his mind, but I don't think, based upon his actions last year, it went to this avenue. Because he's on a whole different platform. Everybody's talking about it now.
Right. But they're talking about it in a way, they're talking about it in a way that does not bring him the greatest outcome for what he's doing.
Okay, well let me ask you this: what do you have to say about the people wanting to boycott the NFL because of what's going on with Kaepernick? And I know you heard a lot of people say, "Well, I'm just going to stop looking at NFL games. I'm gonna boycott this. I'm gonna do this and that. You heard that the past week. What are your comments on that?
Right. Right. No.
Do you blame them for thinking that?
No,
way?
I think that's conversation. How many times have we heard?
No, these are people that are on our level and levels probably below.
Like I said, how many times?
The average person that probably don't even follow football, they're saying, you know what? I'm the screw the NFL. Anyone want to boycott? I'm joining you as well.
And I'm saying, right. How many times you've seen people say, I'm boycotting the baseball, I'm boycotting basketball, I'm boycotting this right here because they A, B, and C. Mm-hmm. And it never happens. Mm-hmm. The NFL is not going to suffer because you got a couple of people that say, I'm boycotting. Mm-hmm. They're not going to suffer at all. It's going to go on the way it's been going on. Mm-hmm. And because you still love these players. You know, half these people didn't even know Colin Kaepernick until all this stuff started coming on.
True.
And then I always feel like everybody's got to have a platform to jump on. Mm-hmm. Something to jump on and say, hey, I got to be heard or something like that. Everybody's got to have that right there. So this, I'm boycotting. Watch. Mm-hmm. Ratings don't go up. I mean, they're not boycotting. They're not going to boycott the NFL. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's a product that's long been entrenched.
Okay. So you're now saying that the platform that Colin Kaepernick used, the NFL platform last year, was the ultimate wrong decision he could have ever made. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. I think if you truly like let me give an example.
Okay.
When all the stuff was going on about with police brutality, what did we do? We sat down and had a conversation with the police officers. Mm-hmm. How hard was that?
Not too hard.
Not hard at all. Mm-hmm. Why couldn't he have done that? Because he wanted attention.
Okay.
I think he could. I mean, in hindsight, it's 2020, but I say it now, and I said it then, and I think you remember me saying it then. I think he used the NFL to bolster his platform when he could have done so many different things about it. And then you come back and say, I didn't vote.
Eric Wise is now saying, as long as we make the past a part of our current history, we cannot let it go. Why can't you just rewrite the song? Why should we expect something that is demeaning to who we are as a race?
Because I don't think the song was written. I don't think the song. Number one, they actually cut out the last verse, the last portions of that song. Mm-hmm. You got to dig that stuff up to get the song itself. Mm-hmm. They actually cut out. So I think in that thinking, they said, well, we like this first part. We don't want to use that second part. Mm-hmm. So I think that's one way of saying, okay, this part right here is our meaning of us being able to build up our troops. Mm-hmm. Because that's basically what it does. Every time you hear it in the stadiums, it builds up that American pride. Mm-hmm. You know, the song is not demeaning to anybody. Every time you hear it and you sung it, it wasn't demeaning. Is it demeaning to you?
No.
No, it wasn't. I don't think it was. We don't take it as it being demeaning. That's number one. Number two is, no, you remember your history, but you don't allow your history to dictate your future. Is based off of how you think of things. I can't go back and say in 1700 y'all did me like that, so I'm gonna act this way. I can't do that because that's in 1700. The times have changed so much more that you don't have to behave the same way of what was done in 1700. I'm like, and if we thought about that, and I'm gonna go biblical on y'all.
Okay.
What if Jesus did us the same way?
Oh yeah.
Man, when I told you not to do this, you did that. So I'm going to judge you or not give you grace off what you did when you was 5 years old. Mm-hmm. How many times we always want people to help? Hey, I was young then. Mm-hmm. I didn't know what was going on. I was stupid. Mm-hmm. Are we still judged by what happened back in the 1700s?
We shouldn't be.
We shouldn't be. We shouldn't go pull something out of the 1700s and say, this is why I'm taking a knee. Mm-hmm. I'm going to go back to the 1700s and say, hey, I'm taking a knee because what was written back in the 1700s. Mm-hmm. And yes, we still use it, but we've changed the meaning. How many times has the N-word been used and we wind up changing that word? Blacks change the N-word, the meaning of the N-word plenty of times, don't they?
Yeah, I see one comment I can't see from Teresa.
Yeah, she says, hey y'all from New York, miss my country.
From North Carolina.
North Carolina, miss my country. Icon, William Campbell, rest in peace. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He passed away.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. He was 81 years old. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, when when do we stop taking what was done from us back in the 1800s and the 1700s and stop using it as that's why we're taking a knee? Heck, take a knee back in the 1700s.
Mm-hmm.
If that's, and matter of fact, that song became a part of American heritage back in I think it was like 1889 or 1887, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So we're talking about 100 years and we're still mad about something that happened 100 years ago?
People probably say it's still going on now.
But what's still going on? The Star Spangled Banner is not why we got issues.
Mm-hmm.
It is not why blacks have issues. It has nothing to do with why we got issues.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just what it is. And I would still, when I hear it, I feel patriotic
Mm-hmm.
when I hear that song.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like they're trying to go against me.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know. And if you do, then I don't know what to say.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You know, so you said you had a lot of stuff to add to that.
Basically, I just touched on the fact that people are so sympathetic about why Colin Kaepernick has not signed with an NFL team with people the way it appears that they don't want to touch him based on what he did last year. And I already made the point. I just want to make the point in saying, don't forget he left the 49ers.
He did.
It's not like the 49ers let him go based upon his actions. He took his own initiative to opt out his final year of his contract to test the free agency market, not knowing this is how he's going to get treated.
He shot himself in the foot, and they said, y'all need to help me out. Let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
Because Ray Rice has been blackballed.
But can you say Kaepernick's been blackballed and he left the 49ers?
Well, and because he left the 49ers, I wouldn't say that about the 49ers. I would say that about other NFL owners.
So you saying the other 31 teams are blackballing him
Probably-
except for the 49ers?
I'm probably saying, well, now they say, well, shoot, you didn't take it, so it's whatever.
Well, that's true.
Okay, we left it on the table. It was yours to get. You decided to walk away, so
Well,
we're not going to resign you just because you decided to walk away. And he decided he probably left because he thought he could get more money out there in free agency.
Yeah, I mean that's basically
Yeah, I mean somebody's giving
the thinking
some bad advice. I mean, but there again,
yeah.
I mean let's look at the state of this thing. You decide to take a knee.
Mm-hmm.
Then you decide I'm not going to vote.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then you decide I'm leaving the 49ers. Okay. So take the knee off the table. You made two bad decisions.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to vote, and I'm leaving the 49ers.
I mean, if you don't vote,
right.
It's nothing to say about that.
Yeah.
I mean,
what's the use?
I mean, you should vote.
Yeah. What's the use of you trying to take a stand when you don't even do what it takes to? You don't go through the proper channels for taking a stand. A stand the right way.
So what do you have to say about the players that join him in the kneel now? That have signed with other NFL teams with no issue.
I think Shannon Sharp said it the best.
Brandon Marshall, for one.
Yeah.
He took a knee. He's with the Giants.
I think Shannon Sharp said it the best. The biggest nail is going to get hit the hardest. and Kaepernick was that first nail. That first nail is the one that's going to get hit the hardest. And Kaepernick was that first nail. He was the first nail. And, you know, let me ask you this question right here. What if it were... Mm-hmm. And I'll say this right here. What if it were let's say if it were, I'm trying to not make this a black and white issue. So what if this was Le'Veon Bell?
Doing what Kaepernick did?
Took the knee first.
I think the same thing would have happened to him.
I think he would still have a job.
I don't think so.
I do. And I'm going to tell you why I do. What if
but let's keep in mind, Colin Kaepernick took the 49ers to a Super Bowl. I mean, you already national. Everyone knows who you are when you take a team to a Super Bowl.
Coach.
But he was still the quarterback for the 49ers. In the NFC Championship game that year, he outdid Aaron Rodgers.
But Trent Dilfer took his team to the Super Bowl. What if Trent Dilfer was the one that took
we know what Trent Dilfer did versus what Kaepernick did.
I know what you're saying. What if
Kaepernick in that championship game some 6-7 years ago against the Packers ran for almost 200 yards.
Yeah, but I'm still asking the question though. You talking about a quarterback that took a team to Super Bowl. Trent Dilfer took his team to Super Bowl.
But we know that was based on the premise of the team's defense. It's not like the 49ers defense was anywhere close to the Ravens defense in 2000.
They wasn't, but I'm just saying though. What if Trent
People
Dilfer-
wasn't looking at Trent Dilfer the way he was looking at the Ray Lewis in the defense.
But see, at the time though, Kaepernick, we thought Kaepernick was going to be the next best thing.
Everybody talked about Colin Kaepernick
Then
that whole Super Bowl run. It was all about him. When he replaced Alex Smith and the 49ers went on another level, it was Colin Kaepernick.
Harbaugh said that
more so than Jim Harbaugh.
Harbaugh said that's my quarterback. But then what happened then? Harbaugh gets fired. You bring in Chip Kelly, and Kaepernick is kind of waving in the wind.
I mean, I blame more than on Chip Kelly.
Got it. So yeah, blame a lot of stuff on Chip Kelly. Yeah. But he's just kind of waving in the wind. I mean, so then you bring him back out around again, and you know he does this. I'm saying take the nil off the table. Mm-hmm. The fact that you don't vote after you kneeled because you want to bring about awareness, and you actually said I didn't vote, then you come back and don't even pick up your own contract.
Yeah.
You know, so what are
I
owners?
can't be sympathetic about that.
No, what are owners thinking? Tell me what as an owner, what would you think, man? You had a chance to pick up a contract. Are you looking for more money? Because we're not going to pay you that money. We ain't going to pay you 15 million. You know, I'm looking at, you had a mediocre year last year, so it wasn't no star. It wasn't no, I mean, heck,
but Kaepernick was willing to be a backup quarterback for Russell Wilson. What did Pete Carroll say?
Pete Carroll said,
he let go Kaepernick because he basically said Kaepernick is a starting quarterback in the NFL. We cannot have two starting quarterbacks on our roster. That was Pete Carroll's reason of not signing Kaepernick.
And what kind of reason?
Do you believe that?
No, not on your life. No.
And he is a starting quarterback.
You know,
But the Dallas Cowboys had Tony Romo and Dak Prescott on the roster.
If Romo was willing to stay hang around, they'd still kept him here.
Yeah, so
I mean, no, I don't believe that. I believe that Kaepernick's actions, while in his heart he felt he was doing the right thing, in the long run, at the end of the day, some of his actions that he made said, okay, this guy is making some bad decisions. And I'm not talking about the kneel down. I'm just referring
some paper.
Yeah,
I'm about to ask you a question, but you keep talking.
Yeah, I'm not talking about the kneel down. I'm just referring to your other decisions that you made after the kneel down. Had you kneeled down, then you went out and then you started bringing people together. I don't even think he even tried to go and bring other people together. And then I think the other thing that's holding him back is he kneeled down against the United States. I think that's one of the biggest things that we're not putting on the table. He didn't kneel down. He said, I'm kneeling down against the officers, but no, you kneel down against the United States. Because you said the Star Spangled Banner is not a patriotic song. So now you're saying the troops that are fighting for my freedom, you guys are not patriotic, even though this kind of helps you guys, push you guys along. So just think about what the owners are thinking. You know, this guy right here is kneeling down against my son, or let's say one of the owner's sons or daughters died fighting for our freedom. How do you think they're going to feel when you don't kneel, when you take a knee to a patriotic song? Are they going to bring you on the camp? And no. they're saying, look at the backlash I might get from fans. You know, hey, I might lose money in seats from fans. You know, so there's a lot of things that's going on in that whole situation that we just can't turn it. We can't turn our eye and say, okay, well, and like I said, I don't think it's a black and white issue. I really don't, because you know, Josh Brown still had he literally killed somebody. He still had a job.
Well, that's true. That's true.
You know, Joey Mixon. For the who is he playing for? With Oklahoma, remember him?
Oklahoma, Joe Mixon, the Bengals.
He's
a Bengals.
He's a Bengal now.
Right.
Guess what? He got a job.
True.
You know, there's a lot of characters. I mean, Adam Pac-Man Jones still got a job. I don't know how. There's a lot of characters that was just shoot. LT stayed in the league for 800 years. Well,
Lawrence Taylor.
Yeah. And then let's not forget some. I don't know if you remember this, but remember George Rogers?
Yeah.
George Rogers admitted to doing cocaine, and he still had a job.
Yeah.
You know, so I can go on and on and on. Michael Irvin.
Yeah.
You know, this has nothing to do. I don't think this has anything to do with your individual antics toward an individual person.
Okay.
I think this has more to do with your individual antics toward the United States of America.
Okay. You might help me out with this. Colin Kaepernick is better than Eli Manning, true or false?
Ooh. Eli took his team to like 2 Super Bowls and won them. Eli had he got those spurts that he could be great and he could be just, oh my God. I'm saying he's not better than Eli.
He's not?
He's not better than Eli because he took his team to 2 Super Bowls and he won, and Eli was great in both of those Super Bowls.
So he is not, Kaepernick is not better than Eli.
That's what I'm gonna say. What do you say? You think he is?
Let me go through this list first. I know we
Okay.
pushing for time. Is Colin Kaepernick better than Dak Prescott?
I don't think Dak Prescott has a lot of skills on the wall to say if he's better or not. I don't think he has a lot of. Actually, they say he's the 14th best quarterback in the league right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if Dak has a lot of, his resume is not that big to say if he is or if he's not. I mean, but his first season he was damn good.
So is Kaepernick better than Dak Prescott?
No. And I think that might be a biased opinion, though.
Is Kaepernick better than Carson Palmer?
That's your old man crush, ain't it? No.
Okay. Is Kaepernick better than Carson Wentz?
Yes.
Is he better than Jay Cutler?
Yes. Oh, heck yeah.
Is Colin
And Jay
Kaepernick?
Cutler just got a job.
Yes, with
Miami.
1 year, $10 million.
Hey,
$10 million
but he
with
took it though.
incentives.
But he took it though.
Yeah. Hey, you pay me $10 million. I'm
I'll
gonna
take
take
it too. I'll sit on the bench all day long.
Is Colin Kaepernick better than Cam Newton?
See, Cam messed me up with that don't die for the fumble. Cam was gonna be the next great thing, but he decided he don't want to die for the fumble. I don't think he is though. I think Cam Newton is a different type of. He's a big different type. He's like a Colin Kaepernick, but he's bigger and he's stronger, and he knows his offense a lot better. So I'm saying no, but I'm gonna say no.
Is Kaepernick better than the Bears' new starting quarterback Mike Glennon?
Yes.
Is Kaepernick better than Kirk Cousins?
Ooh, no. And I think Kirk Cousins getting a raw deal in Washington.
Okay. Is Kaepernick better than Winston, Jameis Winston?
No, Winston's actually getting a record books.
Okay. Is Kaepernick better than Derek Carr?
No.
Is he better than Tom Brady?
No.
I gotta ask the question.
No. If I said yes, the whole Facebook would have shut down. We'd have stopped having listeners.
Is Kaepernick better than any quarterback on a Jets roster?
Yes.
I gotta ask the question. Okay. Is Kaepernick better than Matt Ryan?
No. That's MVP.
Okay. Is Kaepernick better than Andrew Luck?
Andrew Luck is getting a raw deal in Indianapolis. But I hadn't seen anything from Andrew Luck to say he's. Can I do a toss? Can I say that's?
No, you have to answer the question. I'm trying to determine something here.
But is that I think that they're. I think they'd be.
If you put Colin Kaepernick in place of Andrew Luck in Indianapolis, would they have gone any further than what
I
Luck took?
I think they still be where they are because Indianapolis needs a lot more help than just putting a quarterback.
So if they would still be where they are right now,
I think it's just
then it got to come down to
even
intangibles.
fields. Then I give Luck the intangibles.
Okay. Okay.
You making me answer these questions.
Is Andrew Luck better than
Colin Kaepernick.
Marcus Mariota?
I like Mariota. I don't think he is.
You don't think he is?
No. Mariota's going to wind up being one of the good ones.
Okay. Is Kaepernick better than Brian Hoyer?
Yes. And then Brian, where is Brian at?
He's the starting quarterback for the 49ers.
49ers, yeah, they should say he should have kept his contract.
Is Kaepernick better than Phillip Rivers?
No.
Is Kaepernick better than Aaron Rodgers?
No.
Is Kaepernick better than Ben Roethlisberger?
No.
Is Kaepernick better than Tyrod Taylor?
There's another one.
Pull up the NFL teams real quick while you thinking about that.
Yeah.
Just the standings or something. I just need to see all 32. Is Colin Kaepernick better than Tyrod Taylor of the Buffalo Bills? Standings, NFL standings, right there. NFL standings, right on the bar, right up. Yeah, go over.
Right here.
Yeah, just click on that.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. That's all I needed. So is Kaepernick better than Tyrod Taylor?
I'm gonna say yeah.
Okay. Is Kaepernick better than Russell Wilson?
No.
Really?
No. Wait, Seattle would have chosen him. Seattle would have made them fight for the starting job if he was better. No.
Okay. So we're gonna put no. Is Kaepernick better than Andy Dalton?
No, Andy Dalton is pretty good. No.
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 Okay. I'm kind of surprised you're saying that.
I like the redhead, but they just can't get over that playoff hump.
Is Kaepernick better than Sam Bradford?
No, Sam Bradford is a good quarterback. He just got a lot of raw deals. When he was stuck in stuck in the Ram system for like 800 years. You see what he did in Minnesota?
So Colin Kaepernick is not better than Sam Bradford. Is that what you're telling me?
Right.
Okay.
Sam Bradford is better. You see what he did in Minnesota? He was in the Eagles, and the Eagles let him go, and in Minnesota he just took over.
Is Kaepernick better than Bridgewater, Teddy Bridgewater? And you've seen Bridgewater play enough before he got injured.
I think that's a toss-up too. I think they're the same quarterback.
Bridgewater and Kaepernick?
Yeah, I think Bridgewater is maybe a little bit stronger though.
You gotta say yes or no.
I'm gonna get it to Kaepernick.
Kaepernick?
Yeah.
Okay. Is he better than Brock Osweiler of the Cleveland Browns?
Yes. Any quarterback Cleveland got on the roster, except Deshaun. Deshaun might wind up being pretty good, but you can't.
That's the next.
But you can't put him in because there's nothing to tell me who's going to be a better quarterback because he just got into the league
in the NFL. So we're gonna skip that one.
Yeah. There's nothing to show me any type of backward. You forget Ryan Tannehill.
That he's replaced by Jay Cutler. That's why I didn't say Ryan Tannehill.
Okay.
Is
Good Ravens.
Is Kaepernick better than Joe Flacco?
No. I think Joe Flacco.
Really?
I think he's a solid quarterback. Yes, I think he's a very solid quarterback.
Well, you shocking me with this.
Yeah, I'm just giving you the truth.
Okay, is Kaepernick better than Trevor Siemian?
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay, he gets a check for that. Is Kaepernick better than Blake Bortles?
Yes. That's your surprise team too, ain't it?
Okay. You getting them some love now.
Yeah, any Houston Texans quarterback, who's going to be the quarterback?
This right now is Deshaun Watson. That's why we're going to go ahead and skip him. Is he better than Alex Smith? I need to see the rest of the NFL.
Well, because San
Francisco,
Francisco,
scroll down a little bit.
San Francisco let Alex Smith go for Colin Kaepernick, but that was a job. That was a hardball type of offense.
Remember, Alex Smith was a starter and Kaepernick replaced him, but now he's with Kansas City.
And he's off the chain in Kansas City.
So is Kaepernick better than Alex Smith?
No. I don't know why they got rid of him in the first place. Alex Smith is an underrated quarterback. Extremely underrated because he steady makes plays.
Okay. Is he better than Matt Stafford?
Stafford has been stuck behind Detroit for the longest. But I think Stafford is a good quarterback too. No. Because Stafford has nothing around him. Only thing he had was Calvin Johnson.
Okay.
And then without Calvin Johnson, they still went to the playoffs.
Scroll down some more. Okay, I knew I was forgetting somebody. Is he better than Drew Brees?
No, not at all.
Is Kaepernick better than Jared Goff?
Yes, Golf can't even get on the field.
Oh, you are silly. Okay, that's it. So, Colin Kaepernick is better than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 NFL quarterbacks in the NFL are 32.
All right, go with each one of them, and I'll tell you why they're not picking them up.
The Philadelphia Eagles.
Carson Wentz is their future.
Even though he's better than Wentz.
Yeah, Carson Wentz is their future. He's already proved he's their future.
Okay.
I mean, why would you go against that? He's already proven he's their future.
Jay Cutler.
Jay Cutler just got this one-time gig. I don't know why Miami didn't pick him up. Instead of, I don't know why they didn't go with Kaepernick over Cutler.
But you said Cutler's better than Kaepernick. You just asked your own question.
No.
No, you told him to go to the teams, the quarterbacks he's better of in their teams. And
No. I said.
You said Kaepernick's better than Cutler.
You're right.
He's better than Cutler. That's what you said.
Yeah, so that's why they're not picking up Kaepernick. Cutler is a string. He's a string.
So the question is, why the Miami Dolphins did not pick him up?
Because they got Cutler.
Okay. Are you saying he know Adam Gase's offense?
Yeah, because he was in Chicago, wasn't
he? Yeah.
Yeah.
Chicago Bears. Why didn't the Bears pick up Kaepernick?
Who they? Because they got Trubisky.
Trubisky?
Yeah, the one they just picked up.
I'll let you slide with that one. The Jets.
Why is the Jets even in this conversation?
No.
I'm saying why are the Jets even in the NFL?
They've been in the NFL for a decade. But they don't stay there.
But the stuff they pull,
I mean, come on.
the stuff they pull is like mind-numbing.
Okay.
I mean, so
why the New York Jets did not pick up Colin Kaepernick, as woeful as their quarterbacks are?
Because I don't think the New York press wants to have to deal with that type of backlash. I think
that's New York.
I know, but
they can handle that.
No. I'm saying I don't think the Jets can handle that.
Okay.
With bringing Kaepernick on the roster, now that right there, I think, okay, well, he stood up against America, so that's one of those, because he stood up against America, we're not bringing him in.
We're gonna skip the 49ers. We know he left them.
Yeah.
The Buffalo Bills.
They probably think Tyrod Taylor's gonna be their man.
They was thinking about letting him go.
Yeah, I mean, but then Buffalo had who else did they pick up? Buffalo got another quarterback back there too.
I can't think of his name. He has a similar skill set like Taylor and Kaepernick. Mm-hmm. I can't think of his name, but
and then they just got Anquan Bolden.
Right. So the Bills did not pick up Kaepernick because
I think they had the same type of quarterback in Tyrod Taylor.
Okay. The Cleveland Browns. Now you want to give me a good answer for this.
Let me go to Cleveland.
Now they drafted Kaiser from Notre Dame.
Yeah.
This year.
And
but as sorry as the Browns are, why didn't they pick up Kaepernick?
Same reason why they let Tyrod Taylor go. I mean, who's that? Terrell Pryor.
Ronald Griffin III.
And RG3 go. I don't think Cleveland has a clue.
But now you're the bench for him. You know exactly why the Browns didn't pick up Kaepernick.
They ain't got a clue what they're doing. And as a matter of fact, he is still on their radar. Because Isaac Newsom said we've not ruled out bringing him in.
Mm-hmm.
So there's still a possibility that
I thought that was the Ravens that were ruling him out.
It was the Ravens.
Yeah, not the Browns. The Browns, just the Browns.
The Browns got Brock Osweiler.
Right.
And that
who I thought they was going to get rid of. They ended up keeping him.
And they wound up keeping him. And he might be their guy. That's what I'm saying.
That's not a good enough answer.
I mean,
come on.
I mean, they don't have a clue. So if they don't have a clue, how can I have a clue? It's two clueless people around here.
Okay. The Denver Broncos.
Dan Reeves is really stuck on one of those Paxton Lynch.
Dan Reeves is not even with the Broncos.
I mean, not Dan Reeves, but
John Elway.
John Elway, yeah. John Elway was really stuck on either Paxton Lynch or
Trevor Simeon.
Trevor Simeon. So he's not bringing. Heck, he had the opportunity to go get Tony Romo.
No, he didn't.
Well,
He didn't get Romo.
He didn't get Romo. So I'm just saying that was on the books too.
Okay. Why didn't Kaepernick get signed by the Jaguars?
Because I think they still think Blake Bortles is.
Come on.
Oh, I'm saying. I said they still think Blake Bortles is the answer. Heck, you thought he was the answer last year. Did you not think he was the answer last year?
I'm talking about the team. Besides the quarterback, which I really didn't talk about, but they have even Barry Church of all people said that the Jacksonville Jaguars have a more talented team than the Dallas Cowboys.
Okay, now how much of that do you believe? I can go.
I mean, he's on their team
I go
now.
position by position, and you tell me who's got the better quarterback?
Let me tell you something.
Cowboys. Who got the better running back?
Their receivers are Allen Robinson and Allen Hurns versus Dez Bryant and Terrence Williams.
Which one you want?
That's a tough one.
And
Allen Robinson and Allen Hurns are no pushovers.
And then you're forgetting about Cole Beasley.
Right.
And you forget
now,
about the best tight end.
I'm gonna say the Cowboys got a better set of receivers in terms of the top 4 or 5 than Jacksonville. But can you say Jacksonville's number 1, number 2 receiver is a better combo than Brian and Terrence Williams?
No, I think Brian and Terrence Williams is a better 1 and 2 than there. And then let's talk about the offensive line.
No, Jacksonville's offensive line is not nowhere close to the Cowboys.
So why would he even say they got more talent on their team? Now I can see if he's talking about defense.
Mm-hmm.
I can see if he prefaces it and say, you know what, it's more talent here on defense than there was in the Cowboys.
We got one more because we run short on time.
Okay.
The Philadelphia Eagles.
I already told you Carson Wentz.
No, I'm sorry, not the Eagles, the Rams.
I hope the Rams are not sitting back saying, you know what, we're gonna make this Jared Goff thing work.
Why didn't the Rams pick up Colin Kaepernick?
Because they feel like they can make the Jared Goff thing work.
Okay.
I mean,
I'll rest my case.
No. If you draft the number 1 quarterback first round,
mm-hmm.
he don't get on the field, but you don't put a couple of million behind him.
Mm-hmm.
What are you gonna do?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I'm gonna make this thing work.
Okay.
And if I don't, then
you got a new head coach, a new defense. Mm-hmm.
Right. So they say, okay,
give him a chance.
Yeah, let's give him a chance. I think I can make this thing work.
Okay.
So of the teams we just went that we feel like that Colin Kaepernick is better than.
Mm-hmm.
Only ones you can't make an excuse for is the Jets and Cleveland.
That figures.
They're the only 2 that you cannot make an excuse for.
Yeah, that's. Hey.
I mean,
especially the Jets.
I would say especially
that's that quarterback, and so is the Browns.
The Browns. I mean, Cleveland put all their money into Brock Osweiler, and they didn't even bring him to camp.
Mm.
You realize they did not bring Osweiler to camp; they just signed him.
They just signed him. Yeah. Because they had the money.
Because they had the money.
That wasn't.
And then they wound
got
up
a bunch of draft picks.
They wound up picking up a quarterback in the draft.
Yeah, Andrew. I think his name is Andrew Kaiser of the Notre Dame Irish.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I think is their future anyway.
See, so why we need Kaepernick? If we're not paying for the day, why we need Kaepernick?
He's more of an established NFL veteran.
But we're not paying for the day though. We're paying for the future.
He's been on the NFL team.
Okay.
He's been to the Super Bowl.
Can he
He's better than any quarterback on the Browns roster. You can't argue that.
You can't argue that, but the only thing you can't say is if he's not a part of my future, then why bring him in now?
Why is it about the future?
Because it's always because the Browns are sorry.
Why is it now win now?
Because the Browns couldn't
win now, baby.
Browns could win now if they was paid to. And they pretty much are paid to win now. They can't win now.
Let's go to break.
Yeah. All right.
Let's go to break.
All right. We'll finish this argument on another time. When we come back, hopefully Small World should be coming in pretty soon. We'll deal with we'll get into our entertainment segment.
Yes.
All right. Go ahead and take us out. This is on your light, though.
You're listening to 411 Sports Talk Radio on 411radio.net. Our phone number to the show is 469-249-2411. Coming up in the 8 o'clock hour, we got some entertainment news to share with you. We'll be right back.
we roll. Mary Jane and Hennessy. Let's elevate together. Girl, when it's you and me, we stay on the same level. We both love Mary Jane. We be elevating just the same way. Mary Jane, yeah. See, I'm her king, so she rolls it in the king size cone. We don't go half on the baby, we go half on the whole zone, yeah. And we still smoke swish and sweets. You know we love to hit it up in a bone. Feel like that, it don't really matter to me. As long as it's that strong. Do you know my blunts is the fattest, and my chicks ass is the fattest, yeah. Do you know we smoke till we elevating off of the floor. And while this world's going out of control, you know we keep some Hennessy to pour. That's how we roll. Mary Jane and Hennessy. Let's elevate together. Girl, when it's you and me, we stay on the same level. We both love Mary Jane. We be elevating just the same way. Mary Jane, yeah.
Let's scoot over just a little bit.
Okay.
All right. That
That's
was
nice. Hey, 1, 2, 1, 2.
huh?
The autumn wind is a pirate, blustering in from sea.
Really?
With a rollicking song he sweeps along, swagger.
This is entertainment segment. Really? You should have played that during the sporting segment.
That was the other one. That's John Facenda, one of the great speakers of the NFL.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, so we're back. 41 Sports Talk Radio on 41radio.net. We are now joined by.
Earphones. Testing.
We're joined by earphones.
There we go. Okay.
We're joined by earphones. Oh, okay.
I'm letting you
Oh,
know.
okay. I thought we were joined by earphones.
And you gotta make sure you have your NFL music ready for our picks.
Oh, yeah.
It reminded me of that.
Yes.
Yes. All right, let's go picks. Okay. All right, so here we are again, 41 Sports Talk Radio on 41radio.net. If you want to call in, please do so by calling 469-249-2411. Get on, get in, and be good. That's all we ask. All right. We're joined by, what's going on, Small World? How you doing?
I'm great. How about yourself?
I'm good. I can't hear you though. You know you got to put.
Oh, but I
You just
like
need to
that.
pick. You just need to come on,
I
pick it up.
like to have you right there.
No, but we got.
Okay. Give me pro. Okay.
There you go.
Okay. Just great.
Nah, we can hear
That's
you.
okay.
Okay.
How you doing?
I'm doing fine. How you doing?
That's great.
Good.
How was your weekend?
Oh, went by too fast, but
Don't it always?
it does.
Mm-hmm.
How about you?
Oh, it went by too fast.
Did you relax or busy?
We relaxed.
Okay. How about you?
Family time and relaxing, cooking and playing with the kids. Hannah's still getting fat.
Aww.
And Matthias is just all over the place. But they're growing up.
She gonna run that out.
Well, it was good.
Oh,
It was
that's
good.
sweet.
All right. Well, what you got for us today?
Let's see. What's the entertainment?
I thought you.
Wait, are y'all still? Yeah, are y'all still in? Are y'all watching Power?
Yeah. Are you on what?
I haven't watched the last episode
I haven't
of
seen
it.
Power yet.
I'm starting to hear Power's more so like Empire. Is that true?
Sort of, but not all that entertainment. You know,
Okay.
you got a guest speaker every week. You know, something. No,
Okay.
it's a little bit. Yeah, it's getting dramatic. Probably like Power. I mean, by Empire.
Is he still dating the DA or something like that?
No, see, the DA turned on him. Because
Oh.
she don't know the gangster side of it. So she turned on him. He went to jail. He out of jail. Oh, it's just so big.
Mm.
Yeah, is 50 Cent in and out. They thought he was dead, so now he's alive and manipulating his son because he wanted revenge for him. So
It's a mess.
it is, but it's good.
What about, you hear any more about, was the, not 50 Cent, but who was the other artist who was with the transgender?
Who are you talking about?
Well, he said it was Lil Net last week, I think.
Oh, yeah, that was,
Well, I forget who it was. It's like
the
one of,
trans, they said it was Scrappy.
no, it was Bruno, it was,
No, that was Bruno.
something B, something,
Oh,
Bruce B or something. like that.
Valentino.
Valentino, yeah. Bruce Valentino.
Yeah, that's his name.
Is it his first name Bruce?
Start with B. Bruno Valentino? Something like that.
I
Anyway.
think it's Bruce
But
Valentino.
I heard,
Something like that.
yeah, but I heard she was with other rappers too.
Was she?
Uh-huh.
Well, I saw they had like they had a snapshot because the Love and Hip Hop,
Who?
Bobby
Bobby
Valentino.
Valentino.
Thank you, ma'am. See, I know. I was like, no,
You know what?
that's
You just
not
said it last week because you made me
You want to call him
think of Bobby Valentine.
Bobby, yeah, Bobby B, yeah.
That's what he is.
Bobby V.
Bobby Valentino.
No, we're talking about Bobby Valentino. Yes, and then they had a. Well, the girl came on live and said she's not a boy. She's a girl.
But they always say that though. But didn't she have his shoes and socks and something like? She had some of his clothing with her.
And he videotaped them all together.
And he actually admitted, "But I'm running out because she wanted to try to extort me, wanted my money." What the heck are you doing then?
But how many have been caught with transgender? What is it about?
I think they said something that come when Nelly came out with something like that too.
Yes. Let's go all the way back. I was thinking about all that. Let's go all the way back to Teddy Pendergrass. You know he right?
Well, yeah. That's why he got caught in that car accident.
That's how he got
Yeah.
I went all the way back. I was thinking,
Yeah.
I had this on my mind. I was like, let's go all
Let's not bring that up. Come on, let that rest, man.
He was in the
Let's
car
not bring
accident.
it up.
Yeah, he was, yeah.
Wow.
Teddy Pendergrass was in a car accident. Let's
Yeah,
go.
But
Wow, being-
Let's stay past that.
Why,
No.
While relaxing.
and ran right into a tree. He was so relaxed, he ran right into a tree. And then they said it was Bobby Brown and
Yeah.
Johnny Gill.
Yeah. Well,
Eddie
I
Murphy.
don't think the Bobby Brown and Johnny Gill was a. No, I don't think that was real. But the Eddie Murphy though. He was actually. I think he was actually caught.
Oh my God.
With a.
Yeah.
And in his one of his babies Scary Spice. Baby
Yes,
mom?
it
Yeah.
is.
Mm.
Boy, you live that type of life. Do you ever? Because I know 50 Cent is a part of that whole shenanigan too, isn't he?
Yeah. So
You live that type of life. Do you ever live any normal life?
exactly. Or is it too much of normal life? Is boring?
Too normal where you gotta find some excitement.
Mm-hmm.
Because they got too
Yeah.
much time, too
Mhm.
much money.
And it's like not like you're going to work 24 like we do 8 to 5.
Right, and be tired. So
Right. They do a good 2 or 3 hours of work, and the next thing you know, they made like a couple million.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true.
Right, so again, nothing against transgenders. We're not talking about that. We're just having a history of artists.
Not there's nothing.
Well, what did the pastor say? Son, did you go to church? He said, love. Oh, okay. She said, love them. Love everybody.
Well, you're supposed to.
You treat everybody the way you want to be treated.
You don't have to accept the sin,
Right.
but you still can't accept the person. You don't have to accept the sin.
Exactly. And that's what the pastor. That's what when he went out like
That's
that on
being
Sunday.
Christ-like, right?
That's exactly. He said, when you come in, you don't just put your nose up at them and act like you're better than them. Give them love. Show them this is what Oak Cliff does.
Unless you decide not to change your ways. Mm-hmm. When you openly decide to sin and not move into a different direction, then you're given the opportunity to like I knew a couple
Mm-hmm.
who had come to OCBF, and they were just a couple, but they were staying. One of the questions is they ask you okay, are you staying with that person? shacking up. So if you're shacking up, well, do you plan on doing anything? Are y'all getting married? Do you plan on not? What are your plans?
Okay.
If the plan is, no, we good, and you're not going.
Do you leave him alone?
Huh?
You leave him alone?
No. He actually said, well, you're not able to be a member of
Hope
this
that's Bible
church,
fellowship.
Okay.
because we're about healing.
Okay.
And if you want to continue to bleed on the carpet,
So your direction is not.
your direction is not in getting that healing. You want to continue to bleed on the carpet.
It's not being kingdom minded.
Right. So
Yeah.
so in those situations, I've heard stories where we can't have you.
Wow.
You know,
Would they? And he would. Okay.
couple of things.
But
Wow.
yeah, he knows a lot.
Yeah.
I knew there was one time, I think you probably was there, where they were having a sermon, and I guess it was, this lady stood up and started speaking in tongues, and she was just going off, and so I said, hold on, is there an interpreter in the house?
That is straight Bible.
And nobody stood up. He said, ma'am, either you sit down or you get out.
That is Bible.
Did she stop?
Well, she stopped, and then she just kind of eased her way out. She stopped for a second or two, and then she just kind of eased her way on out.
Really?
And then he wound up doing a sermon about that.
Wow.
That is Bible. There is
Yeah.
nothing to argue about the Bible, and I think that's in 1 Corinthians.
It's in Corinthians, yes,
where
a couple
it
places.
clearly states
If you don't.
A sounding symbol?
if you are to speak in tongues during
The
the service of church, there has to be an interpreter within the congregation. If it's not speaking in tongues, it's like you taking
A sounding
nails
symbol.
on a chalkboard and you just
Because what it is is that when
it's
you're
a
speaking in
noisy
tongues-
gong.
Yeah, when you're speaking in tongues, you're actually giving out information that God has given you. If there's no one there to interpret it, there's no information you're getting.
Then the congregation not gonna understand what's going on.
Exactly.
And that could cause confusion within
Mhm.
the service itself. That's Bible. I mean,
So
you'll see too many
Now, that's
churches
another
do that.
story. Now, yes.
So,
Ooh.
Yeah.
Now, that's a story on itself.
Speaking in tongues,
yeah, it is.
a lot of people don't like hearing that.
Well,
But it's Bible.
Well, I'll tell you another thing too. In Revelations it says every word that God has ever wanted to give you is already in this Bible.
True.
So speaking in tongues may not be one of the gifts that He's given people anymore, because He's given everything in the Word. And the reason why He spoke tongues back in the day is because you didn't have a Bible.
Okay.
You didn't have a book to go off of. So if He wanted to give a word, He would use someone and someone else would get. So that gift was there. Now the gift may not be prevalent in this day and age as much as it was then in the biblical age, because His word already says, "I've given you everything I'm ever want to say to you. It's right here. All you do is open up and read it. And the answer you need is right here."
Yeah, that's
so,
true.
So speaking in tongues might not be.
Applaud Pastor Evans for that, because you don't see too many churches
That ignore it.
that will say, "Hey, wait a minute, is there an interpreter in the house?"
Most of them never go.
If you're someone going into tongues like that, they'll just let the person do it. And I knew that myself. I'm like, where's the interpreter?
And then you'll get these the whole church, amen, let them go, and let the Spirit, when the
Right,
Spirit
right.
ain't moving.
Just like he said about shouting, say, okay, is the Spirit in you? He trying to be too conservative, because he's like, if I know that you have it and you're feeling something, okay, I'm not going to take that away from you, but.
I'm going to sit back for a second, but then the Bible also teaches you that, I'm of order.
It's just all about order of service,
and
right?
and if you're out of order when you quote unquote the Spirit is moving, the Spirit ain't moving, you just moving.
They was cutting up Sunday. Well, you wasn't there on Sunday, but yeah, they was running up and down. They had Crystal Evans singing. Not the pastor's daughter, but the other Crystal.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, she was singing them old hymns.
Oh, okay.
I am not to see. I am not going to even look at them and participate. I'm not entertaining that part.
And you said, Priscilla, I can see that. But
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
all right, so let's
Okay,
move
they was
right
running
along.
up and down. I mean, they were
They was
up
doing
and
it, huh?
down, but the pastor off this week, this month.
Oh, that's why. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, they're gonna cut up. Yeah, it is August. They're gonna cut up.
Run up
Yeah.
and down. Yeah, he on vacation, so
Yeah. Who is it? Pastor Gibson.
No, actually, it was a new, it's they had a guest speaker.
Oh, okay, yeah. They bring guest speakers in. Huh? Okay. Yeah, they cutting up. They ain't anybody wearing no suit and tie, nothing like that. Everybody got on just t-shirts and stuff like that. The ushers got on their orange. They
Out of order. They're out of order. They're out of order.
All right, speaking of order, who got the he say, she said today?
Yes. All right.
Oh, he jumped in. Yes.
You ready for that? Okay.
We had one last
ahead.
week, but that,
Yeah, but this
and
one,
we
yeah.
may still talk about what we intend to talk about last week, but we'll go to this one. It's a statement.
Go ahead.
It's
All right,
a
I'm
statement.
listening.
The he said, she said question. You should never blink on the first date.
You just said the answer too. You should never blank on the first day.
Don't pay attention. No, you should never what on the first date?
Who want to start that one off?
You can
Ladies
start with
first.
her.
Ladies first.
You can
Ladies
start
first.
with her. You should never what on the first date?
Smoke weed.
That
might be the date. That's the date right there.
So basically, what is the one thing you should never do on the first date that will be a turnoff for you as a woman?
To me,
Just fill in the blank.
Okay.
You should never blink on the first date.
I don't like a whole lot of
No,
cocky being.
no. Say it. You should never.
You should never, to me, be too cocky when we're on the first date.
Can you explain?
Okay, like
So you should never be cocky on the first date.
cocky. You know how like some men, oh, I got this, and I, just over.
Don't be bragging.
Oh, bragging. Yeah, cocky bragging. Yes, overdoing it. Like, yeah, I got this here, and I can take care of you with this, and I got my own this and this. It's okay to enjoy what you work hard for, but you don't have to.
But what's the turnoff in that as a female?
Female, because to me, I just like you to be humble. Just be yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to know what you have. I want to know what you have to offer, not as far as material,
Mm-hmm.
but I need you to show me, the emotional and the spiritual. And
Right.
but I want the inner man. I don't want to know what you have. That's
So, what is it about a man saying, hey, I just want to send him $5,000. I got this Benz here. Hey, baby, you can
What
roll
you
this
want?
with me all day today.
right. But see,
But what's wrong with that? What is it about that cockiness in a man that turns you off and say, you know what, we'll just stay friends.
Right.
We'll be all right just like that.
exactly, because you're talking about what you have, not what we could build on. If
Okay.
all right, what we build. But if I wanted it, then I'm a go there. See, so I need you to, when you define that, let me know how to incorporate me without me.
Without me trying to get it from you.
Right, get right. So
Okay.
don't tell me what you have. Tell me, okay,
It could be a controlling factor too.
exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Cedric?
Oh, me. You should never blank on the first date.
See, I was trying to be a little
Fill in the blank.
PG.
That is the blank.
What is
You don't
it?
think so?
No,
No.
you being silly. What is it on the first date that turns you off as a man when it comes to a woman?
Come in stinky. Don't be stinky on the first date.
So, the hygiene.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Give me some. Shh. I need to smell. I mean, God, dog.
You want to smell like flowers?
Funky. Don't be funky on the first date.
I mean, like what?
Or don't rip one on the first date.
No.
Don't poop on the first date.
No.
Wait.
Come on, you know,
Okay.
you can't live
we
without-
Wait
still
for a
on
second.
hygiene.
That's part of hygiene.
Okay.
You have to say, burp. What the heck?
So you should never have a foul odor on the first date.
Wait for a little bit. Yeah.
So I can be musty maybe 4 or 5 days.
Man, we might be. You could call. There's calls for you to be busted. There might be things going on that's gonna cause you to be busted. So I can understand that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, don't know.
That's a straight turn off for you.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh man, yeah. You come on the first date. Hey, well, let's go and eat. No, I'm broke. I ain't got no.
So you
I
want,
left my wallet at home. I don't want to do you like that.
so Are you meaning like the outdoor, like good smell perfume, or it's just good bathe, or?
Yeah, I mean, don't smell like outdoors on the first date. That means you've been walking.
But what if I had to walk to come to you?
Let me read this comment from Martez Turner. He said, "It's no such thing as never."
On the first date,
Right.
you can make never a part of it.
He said, "It's no such thing as."
No, it is. Don't never come on the first date stinking, because you ain't gonna get no second date.
Don't never come on.
You can make never a part of it. Yes. Don't come and you ain't get no shit.
Don't ever, never.
Ever. Like you did on Friday.
Never.
Don't come by here.
Smoking.
Smoking. Come back. Don't never.
Nobody, she like Janet
She like Janet Jackson. Oh, you know you ate Janet Jackson. But yeah, that's one of my big ones.
That's one of your pet peeves
Yeah,
about first dates?
Yeah, I've had one too that actually happened. We gone on the first date, and during the date we wound up, kissing and everything. And then after we finished kissing, she asked me, what was it about my, previous wife. I said, well, we kissed. She said, how's my kiss? I said, no. You're gone. There ain't no second date. No. You don't ask me on the first date, is my kiss good enough for marriage? Heck no.
You don't want to say that.
Hell no.
Wow.
I don't know nothing about you.
But maybe she's building up. She might.
No.
That's just too much.
You desperate.
We got one comment from Mr. Wise again. Never wear sandals on the first date if you are a heel person.
Oh, okay. You got this.
Never wear sandals on the first date if you normally wear heels.
Okay, we got to see.
Never wear sandals on the first date if you have cracked heels.
Heels, yeah. If you got cracked feet.
You had visitors.
Your toes all jacked up.
You had visitors nail shop. You didn't
Right. You got to, rub that down.
That's that toe jam.
Yeah. Like this one here. You know how that Wanda, she scrubbed that thing in.
You know what? That's it's real bad to have real bad feet. You put your feet in sandals.
Yeah.
That's not attractive.
At least do something with it. Yeah.
Wow.
Cover them up with something. Like, show me the
That's a
feet
good
after the
one.
third
That
date.
is a good one.
Show me the feet after like the fifth or sixth date. Just put it out there like that.
Can women really have bad feet? Women are known to keep their feet clean, right?
I know, but some.
I've never really seen.
Marka told me one time, he said, you can tell a woman how she takes care of herself if you look at her feet and her hands. If her feet and her hands are jacked up, walk on by her. Keep it moving.
Wow.
So I had some friends that were athletes, and so, putting on them tennis shoes, or you can have some tech as a lady.
Never
Let's just state the obvious then. Since it's already out there.
Never have a crusted toe jam.
Well, no, let's state the obvious.
Oh,
Let's state the obvious.
The blank, okay.
Never have sex on the first date.
That was mine.
Yeah, okay.
Right.
Well,
You agree with
well, I
that?
take back, never make love. You can have sex on the first date.
No, I start with never have sex on the first date.
Will you respect?
No,
No.
because the thinking I think is this right here. If you give up yourself that easy on the first date, all right, then I ain't got nothing else to look forward to.
Okay, now what if I've been knowing you for like a long time and then we broke off?
That's kind of different.
Okay, but if I
But
absolutely
if I come out and if I meet you, hey, you look good. I don't know what's your name.
Wait a minute. The first date is based upon you not knowing anything about their history.
Okay.
You just now meeting this person, and a
Okay,
week
okay.
later,
Right, y'all go out on the date. Right.
I was asking, would it be different if I knew you, like we've been knowing each other 7th grade, and then we broke off 6 years later, and then we came back, and then the spark hit.
I think
How would you think
I
about
think
that?
that's different because more likely there was something there
Okay.
and then you just come back and just rekindle that.
Okay,
That
so
was
it's
there.
not-
But I'm like you. The first date is if I just now, hey, I walk
Yeah,
up
and I
to you,
just
we go to the
met you,
club,
yeah,
something like
yeah,
that. We
yeah.
go out, hey, let's go out tomorrow. You know,
Yeah.
next thing you know, it's on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, would I not?
Would you take advantage, or would you just say no?
Hey, we've been honest, right?
Yes.
All day long. But
I mean,
it wouldn't be a second date.
to keep it real, I mean, if you have sex on the first date, the first time you took that woman out, or man, and y'all have sex on the first date, my thing is, what was the focus on getting to know that person's heart condition?
It
You should
wasn't.
take the time to get to know the
Yeah.
person,
It
the
wasn't.
way, especially the ways.
But you know how that thing is working as that date continues to progress.
But
know
you're giving off
will-
the bad impression to the other person that your potential
But you-
mate,
but you
that's
already-
basically what you all about.
Number one is you already knew there ain't no potential there.
But how you know?
And y'all jumping in on the first date.
Okay, well, I'm saying prior to that, if you see temptation in there, there's some where the self-control at.
Well, it could be that let's say it's been 2 years since you done had some.
But you getting the female impression. That's what you all about. And you know how most women
I mean, but
all
here's-
we thinking about is sex.
But here's the deal, and that female rose with you like that too. She probably thinking the same thing.
Not necessarily.
Well, then why y'all getting this high?
She was probably horny anyway,
Exactly.
but then
So then why y'all both
but hold on, after that she up for saying,
It
man,
takes two to tango.
already then we're going too fast. That can set off a bad impression.
It does. That's why you say, okay, I just know this is it. This is it. That's it. It's over.
Mm.
It's like, okay, after that, okay, well, she called, you know, like, you know how you avoid when they call you, you don't call back. You just never call, just never call. Just never
See,
call.
that's the bad taste you leaving.
Just never
Potential
call.
bad taste you leaving
Thank
that
God
person.
you're
No,
behind.
but the sex was super great, and she blew your head off. Ooh.
Call me. Be like boomerang.
Right. Absolutely. What if it was exciting? Like, oh my goodness.
I'll leave the 500 on the table.
Man,
I just don't know about him tonight.
Well,
I just don't know.
What if it was,
Thank God
it
you're
was
married.
extraordinary?
You don't have to go through all that.
It was probably extraordinary to my flesh, but what is it doing to my soul?
So did you wake up and
Yes.
feel bad about yourself?
no.
Well, see, I already have established in my mind. I woke up the next morning after having sex with you, and I'm up for saying, okay, now where we go from here?
Oh, wait, stop. Stop. Let me cut you off right there.
Okay.
Ain't no waking up. Going home after that.
Well, I'm talking.
I'm going to
no,
the
I'm
house.
thinking I'm going to the house, and I woke up the next morning thinking,
Oh,
man,
okay.
we just had sex. 'cause
I'll
I
be
just
at the house. I'll be at the house.
now, but see.
Get a drink on the way home.
Hold on.
I think I
Hold
see
on.
him too, like a gentleman. He
But
is a
see-
straight one item.
But see,
Get
check
a
this
quarter.
out. But see, you already put your feelings in that situation. And what if you argue with that person and you find out she got a freaking anger management issue? She start cussing you out.
Wait, time out. Okay, let's put some parameters on this thing right here.
Okay,
Sometimes there are not feelings in sex. So you
I
don't
can't.
you don't necessarily
That's not necessarily.
I'm just
No, I don't know about that. I went too quick to say that.
200 people just, and get
Yeah, you're right. Get it and go. That's my symbol.
Most females wear their feelings on their sleeves,
Oh,
and you know that.
yeah, but yeah, okay.
And you know, even that first time.
Very rare will you see
it
a
meant
female
something. Right.
be on the same level as a man. I'm just gonna come and give me some. Hey, it ain't gonna bother me
Yes.
one bit.
Unless they
And then
make it
2 weeks
strong.
later, hey, what you doing? You wanna hook up tonight?
No, I got something to do.
You're so dirty. See, that is the one that you stay away
I got
from.
to go.
That's the one
You know, most women are emotional. We're physical beings. Once we see something we want, we can not involve our feelings in it because we're men. But you can't say about the same thing about female.
But that's
Cedric, you know that.
But I know that. But that's why you're always careful with who you're with.
Okay.
Absolutely.
You're always
Okay.
careful.
See, even
I
like
can
side
settle
chicks,
with
you
that.
can say you can be a side, oh, I don't want anything. Women
Man,
do,
that side
you
chick turn into a wannabe chick all day long.
Turn into
Right.
a snap.
Exactly.
Yeah, but no, that's why you always
careful.
be careful of with the route you're going because you don't. I mean, first of all, you don't put yourself in that situation where it does that emotion does take itself over, and that's that one time.
And see, that's what he was talking about being self-control. Oh, wait a minute, what about she's psycho and I give it to her?
That's why you don't bring her to the house.
Well, you already had
These days-
sex with him.
No. Say before you get this, going to the dinner and going to the house. I mean, going to dinner and I take you home. No, I take you home and I go home.
Oh, where you have sex at her house?
No, you're not. That's why you don't have to get there.
Now, let me ask you this. You on the first date, you try to go home and not go there with her, but then what she pull you by your, let's say you taking her home and she like, where you taking me?
Take you to the house, homie.
Well, I can't come over your house.
Cause ain't nothing else there. We already ate.
How you know I don't want to do anything with you?
No, and that's why. I ain't
That's
taking
how
you
she's
to the
talking
house.
to you.
But that's why you ain't going to the house.
But then why should this you think that you don't want it anymore? Now you
Okay, you already said that.
Okay.
You already put that on the table when you said, no, I thought we was going to, no, who told you that?
What's she gonna think of her then?
I'm already thinking of, oh, you know.
She's not a potential mate.
No.
Okay.
No, because if she doing
Okay.
that to me, she doing it to somebody else.
Okay.
Ooh-wee.
You know,
Okay.
so
What's wrong, Sylvia?
I'm thinking to myself, like he was saying, okay, you don't take the person to the house or whatever, you do it out there, but you got Google these days. And some folks, if they completely psycho, they will search your butt out and find you. We
real.
watch the ID channel all the
For
time.
real,
And these
for
folks
real.
are crazy.
I have a friend that can
They
get
become
all your
investigators.
this public. Oh, she gonna
Shoot.
find out where you work.
Yes.
So that's why.
I mean,
Yes.
that's
I've
that's why
had
you
cuckoo
don't,
crazies call me on my job from some stupidness. I'm
that's
like,
why
how
you
they
don't
find
do.
me?
That's why you don't do what you just said. That's why you just keep everything. I'm not going to tell you what I got and who I got because then they're going to go, oh, this is potential.
Right.
So you just keep all that stuff above board. You know,
Okay.
hey, what's going on? How you doing? You know, this is good dinner.
Keep
this,
it
that, that.
casual.
Keep it casual. Keep it casual. And matter of fact,
But there's a
Meet me
thin
here.
line
Okay,
between
question.
love and hate.
matter of fact, meet me at the restaurant.
This is a general question, okay?
Thin line between
Uh-huh.
love and hate.
This,
Folks,
hold on,
I
hold on, hold on. This,
I saw that
hold on.
movie.
This is a general question. Keep a marriage out. Have you ever had sex on a first date?
So that's
No.
He was talking about his
But he actually
experience. That's what he was talking about.
Have you?
Yeah.
Have you?
Yes.
have you?
I have. You? Okay. Now,
so precious.
the follow-up question: How did that turn out after that?
I'm gonna tell you, that was it.
You didn't see her no more.
No,
Why was that?
because number one,
You didn't
I-
say no names.
no,
Just-
number one is I knew that there was no potential there because I've already seen everything.
when you
I'm
got in the bed with her, you seen everything prior or after? When you say I already seen everything, what do you mean by that?
I'm saying
Everything.
Because the ones he had the one night stand with or the first date were the ones that kind of gave you
So
everything.
you saw it.
Gave you
Okay,
preview
that
in
way.
advance.
it was like, okay, well,
Oh, they,
And-
like my
and-
mom said, they give you nothing to.
Nothing.
right. To
Yeah,
look forward to.
exactly.
And at that time in my life, you know, there's a lot of stuff that was spiraling anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So there's some things within my life that I said, man,
Whatever.
6 in one hand, half a dozen the other. You know, so there's certain circumstances that get you to that point too.
Okay.
So in those circumstances, I was like, okay.
I just think about sharing myself with everybody. I like me too much to be just.
But now,
You know, that's
but now
just-
after
bleh.
that, she was like, okay, well, you know, where we going now? And I said, we not going nowhere. You can go to the house. You know, because there's this. Never mind. I'm keep that moving.
What about you?
Go ahead and say your steak and lobster
Yeah.
meal
Uh-huh.
thing. Go ahead and say your steak and lobster thing.
Wow.
Story.
That's the thing.
His steak and lobster
Oh.
story. If you got to order from one side
Oh.
of the menu or the other, if you order from this particular side, you getting
Go
he
ahead,
getting
Cedric.
his.
Go ahead. And tell your
That's
steak
why we
and
went to
lobster
Burger
story.
King a lot.
And you don't mind sharing this every time we bring it, so go ahead.
Tell me about this thing. Okay.
All right. So while I was
His
single,
theory
no, it felt it was true.
Okay.
is the key word. Was.
Yeah, but while I was, you know, saying, you know, I'd take a woman out and you know, tell her, you know, hey, you can order from any part of the menu. This Ben was around. I said, but
Hold on.
I said, but the steak side of the menu is a different story. You have anything else, but when you go on the steak side of the menu, what's on the top? What you talking about? We're going back to the house. I don't mind paying, but we're going back to the house.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to spend how much about?
Now she ordered from the steak side of the menu.
Mm-hmm.
We jumped in the car. Where are you going? My house is right up the street. I was in some apartments. They're right there. Right up the street from Bennigan's.
Mm-hmm.
Next morning.
Okay.
So they was okay.
Yeah, I wasn't playing.
But can you state why you had this mentality?
Because I was,
Oh, dirty dog.
when you
Oh, dirty dog.
Full of, you know,
But
when you're young and you think you just all that in a bag of chips, you think you can make anything happen.
Uh-huh.
And at the time when I was young, I pretty much tried to make everything happen.
You did have a cocky attitude.
But why does she have to order on that side of the menu and not order
No,
what
he
she
gave her an
wants?
option.
Because
He gave her
I
the
care about
option.
the other stuff.
But when you
$30.
$30.
Right. I just got paid. Like Bill was doing, you gonna know. Yeah, I'm gonna get something.
And you know,
I'm getting something right here. Yeah. If we gonna do this right here, I can call a light company and see if I can push that off for a second. Or can I pay half down?
But my question is, why can't she order anything she wants on the menu?
Oh, she could.
he gave her the option.
You got the option.
Oh, I thought you said you don't order on this side of the menu.
You get something, you order the steak,
You
you
can
get
order
he
anything
gave
you
her the
want.
option.
But if you, oh, I got
But
you.
if you order on this side,
But you save yourself if you don't order the steak.
The steak you go to the
You
house.
save if you don't get the steak. If you get on that steak side,
if you order on $50, you might as well give it up.
you might as well go get you another drink too. 'Cause-
He was
Wow.
so wrong, just so wrong.
Wow.
But yeah,
Thank God the Lord found it.
Wow, yeah, wow.
when I was
Wow.
I was cocky like that when I was young.
He was
I used-
mental.
I
No.
used to think I could just get anybody I want, anytime I want them, and you know, I pretty much did.
Okay.
That didn't work for me. I just want y'all to know that.
It didn't, you're a
It
proper
didn't.
lady, I know. Proper ladies don't.
I got.
We went to Burger King.
McDonald's.
No, you didn't like
McDonald's.
McDonald's. We
McDonald's.
went to Burger King.
It was.
We went to Burger King and Papa John's a lot.
Yeah, Burger King.
Okay, your turn.
Okay, now with me,
Why didn't it work out?
well, they want to marry me. No, I'm saying.
Oh,
Good around here.
okay. I need to hear this story.
Good. So
See, this is my college days when I broke up with a boyfriend and you're all just sad and you don't want your feelings. I don't care about nobody. And I'm like, hey, I didn't. I actually had this wall built. So I did. I'm like, hey, bye.
you was spend the night. What the hell?
Yeah, really.
Go.
And it's
Come on.
almost like the chase was more, yeah, even with the first night, it was still more what I'm trying to say.
Anticipated.
Yes, for the guys, I'm like, oh, you just gonna throw me in like that? Or, you know, trying to figure out what.
Yeah, because I don't care about you.
Exactly. But I kept getting calls. So it wasn't like, oh, she just no, not a freak. I said, why she don't want me? You know, why she don't want me? Wait a minute, you don't want to go out again? No.
No.
Right. So it's like the harder, even having that time, and I was going through, same way like you said, going
Situation,
through.
yeah.
Right. And it took, I had a best friend that I had in Houston, and we were best friends today, because he was like, hey, what's wrong with you? He had to slow me down. I mean, I was a fool. He said, your reputation is turned. He said, now they're trying to see what's going on with you, because at first you just conservative and it was just me and him hanging around. He said, now you just,
You're all over the place.
right. So I slowed up, like, well, I'm sorry. He was like, okay, let's get it together. We're going to be okay. And then, he helped
Reel
me,
you back in.
and he wheeled me back in. So,
You got a comment over there?
Yeah, we got
my best friend now, he's married and everything, but it's okay. He's here.
we got a comment from Aaron Wise. He said, I did the same thing. I told her if she get the burger with cheese.
See, he said, but what cheese?
Hold on, let me finish. He said, I did the same thing. I told her if she get the burger with cheese, something going down.
You can have a burger, no cheese. Open no cheese. Say this.
Let
She
me
proud.
finish. He wasn't finished. He said, I did the same thing. I told her if she get the burger with cheese, something going down. Otherwise, stay with just the onions and pickles.
Dang. Did you give it me?
That's funny.
See, the cheese back then was $1. I understand that. So it costs a little bit more.
Man.
Ain't no meals around here. Just get together. It's a $2.39 burger. If you get cheese, it's gonna cost $3.39.
Mhm.
You know, times are hard these days. That cheese gonna
And
do
you know
something.
what? That does work. That attitude works.
Oh,
I'm like,
man.
you know what?
Cause they try you. They try. Right.
Mhm.
No. Shoot, you want another steak? Cause that's $2 deal there.
And I'll be parked in front of your house. So it's
Right.
What
Wow.
Oh, we got the whole weekend.
Wow.
See, that is.
We're gonna start on Friday, not end till Sunday.
Okay, let's just.
Woo. All right, what about you?
Okay, that's.
With me-
See, we don't. Okay, let's.
With me, it was a person I met on the internet. We hooked it up at what they used to call Bennigan's,
We did things.
and
Off of Camp Wisdom.
and I let her order what she wanted.
See?
I ended up paying $70,
Ooh, yeah, that's a 2-night thing.
and then I was gonna take her home. She like, no, I want to go over your house, and you know I just want to chill with you.
All right.
We drunk our wine. I was gonna lay down and go to sleep. Next thing you know, she went in the bathroom, unbeknownst to me, took a shower. She got her butt naked. She was smelling fresh, and the rest was history.
I did not. You couldn't turn that around, could you?
And then next day, we both like we wasn't thinking. It didn't even last 2 months. We just went our separate ways. We knew we both messed up.
But it has some lasting, at least a week or two, huh?
He said
Yeah.
2 months.
He said 2 months. He said it didn't last 2 months. So,
Right.
So we probably.
It just the phone call wasn't really. It wasn't flowing at all. It was hit and miss, and
But
we just-
sometimes you get those situations to where both of y'all. Let's say we all, because I used to have parties at my apartment. We used to party. My quote unquote lifestyle was, Fridays, because I was in that business in the music industry. I either go to a club like a Lexington or RJ's by Lex, something like that,
Mhm.
and I could always get in the club for free.
mhm.
Go to VIP and everything, So that, and then Saturday, they fellas come over to the house or something like that, and we have big old parties.
Mhm.
Everybody's coming over to the house, so you get in those situations where everybody's drinking, y'all trying to pour down as much as you can.
Mhm.
And the next thing you know, two people start feeling each other that night, and then boom, next thing you know, you wake up the next morning and say, "What the heck did I just do?"
Mhm.
And it's like, "Oh my God," but you know this ain't going no further. It's done deal. But that wouldn't not necessarily be considered a date though.
Mhm.
That was like one night stand. Everybody's got a one night stand.
Mhm.
So you just then y'all both know this ain't happening. That one time and that's it. And sometimes you don't even talk about it.
You have any friends who had a one night stand after a day, and the chick became pregnant and now became baby mama?
Ooh, wee.
Ooh, that's a scary thought right there. That's a
I've known a
scary
couple
thought.
friends like that, man. I just,
Ooh.
And then they want to keep it in.
yeah,
And
they
then she or he are crazy or something like that.
they're hard to talk, and it's like, the only reason I'm here because I got a baby by you. I mean, the one night stand turned out to be
Wow.
getting pregnant.
Wow. Turn out to be an 18-year span.
Mm-hmm. Hey, you know anybody like that?
Mm-mm.
Really?
I do not know anybody that.
I got a couple friends like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. Whew.
One night stand.
That's scary there.
Ain't never
Oh,
went
wait.
back.
I don't know them that they would tell me.
Oh.
It may be out there, but no, I kept my friends very close as far as the people that I associated with.
Mm.
I didn't associate with a lot of people. I had a certain niche group, and we hung out, and we had associations with other people, but not to the point of just digging into your business. Because what I didn't want is I didn't want people in my business. So my Big Tom,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Thompson, he was one of my one of my closest friends.
Okay.
You know, so people like that right there, Tom and Rob, you know, and the rest of them, we still keep in contact. You know, but nothing where you had a whole bunch of a big old crowd around.
Right.
Plus, because of the business I was in, I couldn't afford to have a big old crowd
Big
around.
mess and scandal, because you know that's people put the dirt first.
And I would have been out rather than being in. So I kept my group really that tight knit group.
And you have to. And then, so you always know. You made me see you had me all like this now.
She all into it. She forgot about the mic.
conversation.
She forgot about the mic.
I sure remember that one night stand too. That was 40 years ago, but I remember it like it was yesterday.
See what you trying to say? How old I am?
Louis like, huh?
All right.
We went a little bit long on this right here. We can
Yeah.
We got 10 minutes
we
left.
got 10 minutes. So all right. So let me ask this question,
Mm-hmm.
Louis. Have you seen these one night stands again in life?
Me?
Yeah,
No.
no. You're just like
That one night stand was a lesson learned for me not to ever do something like that again. And I mean, I didn't even ask for the sex. She came on to me. I was laying down. I was kind of tipsy, and liquor makes me sleepy. If I don't overdo it, it makes me sleepy. And she knew I was relaxing.
now she
It was over.
she put it on you.
Mm-hmm. And that was my first experience, and I just didn't feel right. I'm like, that's beyond my character. But the alcohol had a little influence, and I was feeling it, and then she was smelling good.
That's what is that? Victoria's Secrets?
The Bath and Body Works stuff,
Oh, that's-
and I'm like, whew. It was a done deal.
Make me weak in the knees.
But no, I never did a one night stand again. It's just not how I roll. Yeah.
What about you?
Absolutely. Because after a while, like I said, when my best friend and he told me, and like you said, your character, I didn't realize how my character was and how people was looking at me, was looking at me. So I'm like, okay. And the way I carry myself, you'll be amazed at a big old campus, how people are like, dang, when he brought that to me, I'm like, really?
Ah, wow.
So yeah, I gotta change my image back to who I am, and that's the fun people like hang. Oh yeah, she fun and this, and she hard to get. You can't touch her. So.
She's playing hard to get. Oh, you want it?
Let me ask you this.
She like it.
Let me ask you something that you brought up. So is there a difference between? I'm gonna use me as an example. I've never met you before.
Right.
Up until, let's say, online dating, and I seen you for the first time. We go out, blase, and we slept. Is that a difference between that scenario and if you knew me from the first or second grade and then see me again for 15 years, and then you saw me online, we dated and we kicked it out? Is there any difference in that scenario? You only knew me from the second grade, and I ain't see you again for a good 15 to 20 years.
That might be the same thing.
But I heard you mention something like that. I'm like, but you knew me based on the second
But
grade.
I mean, like we've been in class, and I've had a crush on you then, and I've already liked you.
Yeah, see, I think when you said the word second grade, and then 15 years later, we don't know who. I mean, some of the folks I knew back in second grade, I wouldn't know them to this day.
Well, how about the 7th grade? Right, let's say.
Yeah, so if
7th,
you
8th
moved
grade.
it up,
How about 7th, 8th grade, or 9th grade?
yeah, and then,
So
you
you can
see
do-
each other again, maybe 5 or 10 years later.
So you could determine a person's character based upon grade school, and then you haven't seen them in 20 years.
I don't think
Would
can.
would you try to first find out if that's the same person you were with then, knew then,
That's right.
based upon character, or you say, I knew you from the second, I know how you are back then.
First of all,
I'm
you
pretty
dating
sure
in the same
you the
grade,
same
we
way
got some
now.
issues. You dating in the same grade, we got some issues.
No, I'm just saying. I guess what I'm asking is the history. Just because you knew me from grade school, is that any different from you meeting me for the first time?
Yeah, because I do. Well, I don't know you like you said. Like he said,
Yeah.
between years and experience and life, it may have
They
changed.
change,
Right
yeah.
from that period and some person I found.
So I think it's almost the same thing as online dating, except you just know that person. Because in the second grade, how many people truly in the second grade know the history of that person? Because they think about the history of their own selves.
Well, but let me tell you a beautiful story. Like my cousin, she dated a lot of guys, and I mean, awful. But she went to her class reunion, and the guy that he said, I was in love with you back in high school. He was in Dallas, and he went back to Galveston. He fell in love. He said, I'm not going to miss this opportunity again. And
But you said something key in high school.
okay.
Because in high school, now you get more
But
of
still,
it.
life still take you.
It can, but the core of you
Okay.
can still be there.
Okay.
You know, and so when you say high school,
But you said like adolescence, that's
yeah, you talking about second grade. I don't know.
that's crush.
Right. That's you know, and
You
then
know
once you
that
get to
ninth grade would be,
Huh?
it's still way behind the ears.
no, but ninth grade is you still kind of learning different aspects of who you are in ninth grade. Yes, you know, I didn't know what I was going to do when I was in ninth grade, who I was going to be. You know, I didn't know where life was going to take me in the ninth grade. So I still had learning. I learned a lot of lessons, a lot of real lessons after I got out of high school. I mean, some real hard life lessons after I got out of high school that tends to shape who you are and your character. So no, I wouldn't say the second grade. You can say high school, and then you can say after high school, but
anything after is still like a first
you,
time.
but then you break away,
Mhm.
and let's say you meet that person again 5 or 6 or 7 or even 10 years later, but you knew a lot of who they were when they were in high school and lived it after high school, you know, so that essence is still there. I wouldn't call that a first date. But if, you know, you go from second grade, hadn't seen you in like 15, 20 years, then I meet you online, and then we hook up, that's a first date. Because y'all really didn't have anything in the second grade.
So they're still like the.
It's like the first date.
Okay. All right.
All right. Well, let's matter.
Do we want to conjure up what we're going to talk about next week? He said, she said?
What you got in mind?
I thought about what she wanted to talk about 2 weeks ago.
Oh, the marijuana.
If you smoke weed or you're a bad parent.
Okay, we can do that. We can do that.
We can do that?
Yeah, if we smoke weed, or you're a bad parent.
Okay. She's lit up.
She love that stuff.
Are you considered a bad parent if you smoke weed? That's
Right.
the question next week.
Depends on how old you are. If you're 15 and smoking weed, and you're a parent,
Well, we got some issues there.
you got things going on already.
15.
Wow. All right.
12 years old.
Do we set a age?
Right. 12. You 12 years old. Mama, give me a hit. I'm gonna give my baby one too.
Wow. We got 3.
And what if you 40 and say, hey, girl, go give me a sack with you?
Okay, so we can really, you know, we can really spread that question out. Would you go get some weed with your daughter?
I don't know about that.
Y'all both at the
Man,
sack stove.
Take my
Oh,
stuff.
People
I do
just
it like-
tuning in probably think this is the weirdest show. They like, what are they talking about?
Weed show for. What they talking weed for? Have a little weed rolled out.
And of course, the question comes up because you see more and more states legalizing marijuana.
Right.
The NFL's considering that. We
Right.
know about the NFLPA and when we had your guests on last week.
Yeah.
All this in the conversation. So now, if you put all that into play, what if you're a parent and you smoking weed?
And
Are you considered a bad mom or dad?
right. Or is that the same as drinking alcohol or smoking a cigarette?
Yeah.
You see
Just
all that
because
right
they legalize it don't make it.
there? Right. That's what exactly makes it right.
Oh, because it's illegal.
Because it's legalized. That's what makes it right.
See, you sound like my mom. Just because.
Shoot, if we was in Colorado, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
That's true.
Wow. I know we didn't get into Ezekiel Elliott. Any final thoughts on him real quick?
Yeah.
I'll be glad when the NFL does something. I think they're just pushing this thing out.
Mm-hmm.
I think Jerry Jones, I think the fact that he got inducted to the Hall of Fame, they waited. But then he comes out and says there's nothing that says he should be suspended. And then he comes out and says I don't think he should be suspended. So you got one of the most powerful men in the NFL saying it shouldn't happen.
Okay, real quick on your comments about what Chris Carter said.
Chris Carter's an idiot. He's an idiot. Didn't he say he should? Who said he should cut his hair? Kaepernick should cut his hair.
That was Michael Vick.
Yeah, Michael Vick.
But Chris Carter is saying he'll be shocked within the next 48 hours from yesterday that Zeke is not suspended, and also he have heard that it's gonna come down, and we're gonna know more details about him and this woman from Ohio than what we have already heard.
But Chris Carter don't know a lot either, because Chris Carter has made a lot of statements that just ain't.
But how you know he's not talking with somebody outside the league office
Because
that has leaked this
Because
information?
Chris Carter always comes with this factual thing. He always comes stating factual information, but never comes through.
But do you think he was the famous credibility coming out with this?
He does it all the time. Chris Carter does this stuff all the time. I mean, Ian Rappaport, a lot of reporters.
So you think he would put his credibility on the line?
No, I think he believes what he believes is true. But I don't think he has the.
But you know people talk, right?
I know they do, but I don't think he has. I don't think he has the wherewithal to know if it's true or not. I just think he's getting some information from a quote unquote trusted source that may not be as trustworthy as he thinks they are. So he'll go out there and try to break the story itself. I mean, remember this stuff was supposed to come out like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
When Ezekiel Elliott went in front of the league, they saying, oh, it's imminent, it's coming down, and here it is 3 or 4 weeks later, and it ain't came down yet.
So Jerry Jones was saying domestic violence is not the issue.
Right.
Chris Carter is saying it's either assault or domestic violence, and the NFL commissioner Goodell is saying Carter's not even a part of this committee.
Exactly.
In the first
Nobody
place.
knows what it is. Yeah, because Carter's just out there bumping his
So
nose.
Jerry Jones saying during the Hall of Fame game that domestic violence is not even an issue. If
Right.
that's not even an issue, why is it taking
Why
so
was it
long?
here? Because they don't want another. They don't want another Ray Rice type incident where they shut it down, or Josh Brown, the kicker. They don't want another, so we're gonna shut it down. Everything's good, and now you got to.
And Josh Brown came out and said what he did.
Yeah, but
And then no one knew what he was doing.
exactly. But then they don't want that type of issue coming out there. I think the Ray Rice thing is scaring everybody.
Mm-hmm.
When that issue was gone, next thing you know, the tape comes out.
And then Chris Carter came out and suggested that Ezekiel Elliott destroyed evidence.
Like
He thinks that this situation is similar to what Tom Brady went through last year when Tom Brady destroyed his phone records. And the next day he was suspended for 4 games.
It took them about a year to suspend Tom Brady.
I know, but right at the last minute when they found out he was destroying phone records, not too soon after that they suspended him.
Yeah, but I think he was gonna get suspended anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I almost kind of figured out he was gonna get suspended anyway. All right,
we gotta go.
Yeah, I'm getting X figure. All right, so
Security. She playing that role now.
There you go. All right, so you've been listening to 411 Sports Talk Radio.
Get some good music.
411radio.net. We will be back next week talking about what do we talk? We're talking about
We're gonna be talking about the same thing about Ezekiel Elliott.
yeah.
We should know something next week.
We should,
Right.
and we're talking weed, and this is apropos because Ezekiel Elliott was in the weed shop.
How old is he? He's
21.
Yeah.
He just turned 22.
20, okay, 21, 22. So y'all smoke if you got them. With me.
I don't condone that. That's the
Neither
best
does
one.
411 Sports.
Huh?
You speaking on your own individual behalf, not on behalf of the company.
Not right now.
Talk about some cigarettes.
Cigar weed.
Cigarette weed. Or the cupcakes you got.
Wow.
Kick your butt. Let me black out this screen real quick. Just so I come over and dot your eye.
All right.
What did Eddie Murphy do on that Raw show?
Shoot!
Hey, buddy,
Shoot! I'm walking downstairs. All right, we'll be right back. Oh, we're not right back. We'll be right
We
back.
gotta go.
Yeah, we gotta go. All right, and this is for those
You want to
who...
stay on all night.
Yeah, I know. All right.
That's Ace.
I'll type Ace Lyons in the house. hold her? Can I fold her? I'm looking to win and chop off the hands on all of the cobras. Stop talking with you and stop giving time to them if they deserve it. Before I take a big risk, I take a second to see if it's worth it. You ain't talking about no ends.